break it down with Hand of the Week.
We are back with another Hand of the Week. Patrick's back with us. How you doing, man?
We are indeed. I'm good. How are you, my friend?
Good. I have, when we put this up on YouTube, everybody will be able to see it, but I have switched over to the baseball season.
It's go time. It is baseball season. Spring training is running.
We switched from the cold weather up in Buffalo to seeing what we can accomplish in Kansas City. So we'll see.
It might be as cold a baseball season as it is in Buffalo during the winter. But we're excited for baseball season. Let's go.
That's right. This week's Hand of the Week, sent in by Tom Collier, and he is playing 1-3 cash.
Okay.
So he says, on a business trip to Florida, I stopped into the poker room of a local casino the morning before my flight. I started playing 1-3 eight-handed with a bunch of old man coffees. So we already know that this table is tight. He says, I bought in for $300 and have had no luck catching any draws. Now I'm playing about 200. We're in the low jack where it folds to us, and we have the king of clubs, 10 of spades. What do you think?
All right. Well, so here's the very quick two first thoughts. One, if you're playing with this many hands, a very wise man named Joe once told me that if you're going to play, we need to weed the crowd.
Sure.
And especially with the old men here, you never know what you're going to get on that one. I mean, playing 1-3. I mean, I'm probably I was going to say 12, but I think probably $9 or $10.
Okay. I mean, I
You're
know.
going higher.
I'm going to get a lot of people calling me a nit for this, but I don't even want to get involved. I just want to throw it away. It's King 10. It's not suited. We're playing with old man coffees, and we've got 5 people left after us to act. I just want to fold and move on. Yeah.
All right. Well, you're going on record. You are going on record. You would have folded this hand.
Yes, but if you, to your point, if you are going to play, you do need to put in a raise.
Yeah. I said 9 or 10. I mean, my first gut was 12. So I probably am leaning towards that, and that's
I think 12 would be a good raise because at least you know what you're going to get. When you've got old man coffees out there, they're notorious for playing pocket kings with a limp or, ace king with a limp or something like that. And if you bump it up to something big like $12 or $15, then you know that you can at least get a little bit of information there, right? They're going to be strong if they're calling. So
yep.
I do appreciate that. Tom raises, but he raises to $9, which was your second thought there.
The second thought was like, okay, let's just keep it at 9.
Yeah. The button and the big blind both call.
Okay.
So that's $27 in the pot. The flop with 3 players is the 2 of spades, 4 of spades, 5 of spades.
2, 4, 5 of spades?
Yeah. That fold's looking better and better right now.
You've already got an extra $9 in your pocket, and we're about to spend some more. Oh gosh, I mean that's just.
And the big blind checks to us, so.
Of course he does. Old man coffee. Let's just check it on. Well, guess what? I'm checking as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if the 10, if they were flip flops, I've got ace, king, queen, jack, some spades out there that's screaming at me. I've got a straight draw. I'm not. Let me put it this way: I am not in a position of power that I want to be any longer.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. We did raise, so we have a lot of overpairs to the board in our range.
Yeah.
We can have any ace, and then we're just looking for a 3 to complete the straight, right? But, I mean, that probably hits their range more than ours.
Yeah. I mean,
I still think, at least at this level, at this one, as played at this, I still think I want to represent that overpair, and I want to bet something like $15 into 27. So
a little over half pot, something like that. Well, that's fair. I get that point of view. I really do.
yeah.
What's our guy do?
Tom checks, as does the button. So
okay.
Yeah, checks around, and Tom says, if it were heads up, I may have put in a small bet, but multi-way, I decided to check. Okay, I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but I think if we put that bet in at the beginning, I want to continue that for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, by checking there, it's saying one of two things more than likely. Obviously, granted, the audience is maybe a little bit different, but they're not stupid. It's saying one of two things. It's either, hey, we hit great on that and we're trying to slow play and, whatever, or it was a total miss and we're just going to feel everyone out, which is fine, too, I guess. But to your point, if you play the over, pair, something to that effect, maybe you're, coming out ahead with what's shaping up to be a masterful defeat. I'm hoping not, for Tom's sake. I'm really not. But anyway, all right. So checks around, and so we still got 27 in the pot.
Yep, and the turn is the 7 of clubs. Once again,
another straight.
Yeah. Once again, the big blind checks to us.
I don't want to waste money. I really don't. So I'm checking again.
Yeah.
And with the idea that if there is a bet of any substantial, if someone, let me put it this way, my thought process, especially now, is I check to fold. I mean, if someone puts something in, I'm done.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is this is where we have to tell that consistent story that we're always preaching, right? If we didn't have enough to bet on the flop, what changed for us here? We don't have 6-3. That's not in our range, really.
No, we don't have 6-8.
Right.
It doesn't tell any different as far as the suitedness of it, unless we, if we checked hoping that there would be a bet out there and it didn't come, and now we're betting to bring some more, money in. Then you're just playing with fire with somebody else.
Right. So basically what I'm saying is check on the flop equals a check on the turn.
Okay.
So Tom, however, this is where he comes alive and bets $12.
Okay.
And only the big blind calls. So Tom says the board is still not great for our range, but I decided to bet because it checked through. So I suspect no one has a set or flush.
Not a terrible thought.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could have probably some sets in their range with a board texture like that. They may be checking because it's a monotone board. It's all spades out there.
See, I'm in his camp on I don't think his sets are out there, but I could definitely see an ace, ace king with the ace being a spade.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely have that in their range. With the big blind calling, it puts 51 in the pot. And the river is the 6 of clubs. Garbage. He asks a question right out the gate, though. He says, we have king high. Do you check to see if we win or bet to get a small pair or ace high to fold? And if so, how much would you bet?
All right, well, that's a great question. I think, I mean, he said, I don't know if he used the terminology that he was bleeding chips, but, he's missed on a lot of things going forward. He's already down 100. I don't think you definitely want to get in a bidding war, but if you bet here with the idea that if someone comes over the top, you're done, that's not the worst case scenario, but then in that case, what do you bet? I mean, because you're ultimately, let's put it this way, you're ultimately wasting chips if you think a call is going to come.
Right. That's the thing is it really depends on your read, right?
It depends on your read, and it depends on the bet size. And are you willing to risk? Okay, it's 51 in the pot. Do you put in a pot bet? Do you put in 35, 40? Is that enough to say it? And are you really willing to waste that after this?
Okay.
My answer is no.
So here's my thought.
Okay.
Given the situation so far, the way the hand's played out so far, and the board texture where it is right now, I feel like if we want to win this hand, bluffing is the only viable option. If you want to give up on the hand, fine, give up on the hand. But it depends on, again, your read of the big blind. I feel like he only called the turn. So they don't have a straight probably, and they don't have a flush probably. I do still feel like they could have some sets, but I honestly feel like we can get ace high to fold. We can get ace high to fold.
I knew it was coming. Okay, what size bet?
I want to bet small. I want to bet something, well, let's go 20 or 25, somewhere in there. I feel like that's enough to put pressure on the ace high, but we're still minimizing our risk a little bit, right? So We're not going full pot. And I think if it's ace high, we can get them to fold. If they have something stupid like a pair of twos or something, we can get that to fold. So that's what I'm going with.
I think, yeah.
I'm going 20 to 25.
I can't wait to hear what Tom did.
Well, Tom checked.
Okay.
And the big blind turns over the ace of spades, queen of diamonds. So it was ace high.
So it was ace high, and it was the spade, and they were just waiting for it to come. Okay. Yep. So there you go. Could you have gotten them out?
Yeah, and that's really what it comes down to. Is the story believable? I think so. We can get them to fold the ace of spades there. The way, as the hand played out, I think we did okay. In all honesty, we have to be kind of thankful that the spade didn't come on the river, because we would have put our flush up against the nut flush.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true.
But, as played, I think we should have probably bluffed the river. But, yeah, I probably wouldn't have even got to that point, because I would have folded pre-flop. Tom, you played well. It's just one of those situations, one of those sticky situations where, it's easy for us to sit here and say, oh, yeah, bluff the river. But when you're in the situation and it's your money, man, it's a little harder to do.
Different. Yep.
But
no doubt about it.
Looking back on it, I think, you definitely get them to fold if you bet. And the way that you do it is you bet, that quarter to half pot, because again, you still put pressure on hands like what he had, but you minimize the risk. So
yeah,
that's my thoughts.
Yep, I agree.
Well, I appreciate you, Tom, sending that in. And if anyone else has a hand of the week that they would like Patrick and I to break down, send it to podcast@anteupmagazine.com. Patrick, let's do it again next week.
Sounds good. We'll see you then.